Today is July 19th, 26. I told you, these people, I don't understand why you're messing with me. Hmm? Because like July 5th, 26, that guy outside my apartment. We heard, the drug lord heard, Henry Mafia's kid was laughing in a restaurant. She stole all her money. She was never stealing money. She was given to that agent. Just so that he would open up a case under fraud. And they get thrown out and the drug dealer's arrested. So that when the case got thrown out, they could sue the government for false arrest under fraud for tens of millions of dollars each. So where he told Apostolic Church of Prophet I was being drugged, being raped, didn't care because I'm an idiot, called me a faker. Bullied me on a recorded line, how he had everybody in his office. Knew they were trying to kill me, didn't blame him for trying to kill me because some idiot called me a faker 15 years before. Made fun of me for some guy named Pete. Sounded insane. Find out. That guy Pete, where he admitted January 1926 he never met me in person. That Henry Moffitt, that he's Pete. To find out that's that agent's girlfriend that he has to pay today. Her dad. Was his girlfriend and his dad. So you were part of setting up the con on the FBI? Agent John with your prostitute? There's a big problem with this. Big problem. See, but them messing with me, well, what did Agent John's prostitute girlfriend I met to when she was laughing in the restaurant? That they stole all my money for her? The drug dealers they hired to do it to me? But tape me in the shower, wash myself, put it in the other room to make me look weird. To make fun of me. Ha 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 ha. And they personally picked her out to do it to her so they could steal from me. See, then you think of that bitch. Oh, by the way, bitch, I'm telling them I'm going to do an online medical board thing for them letting you in the back. That counselor, I'm going to report him to the medical board. To let an opposing attorney's office access into the back of a medical office to get access to you is a federal crime. You're not allowed back there. You're not allowed to stalk people when they're getting their medical treatment. The place you're getting medical treatment can't let the opposing attorney, and they can't let them have access to you. That is a couple federal crimes. They're going to get fined big time from the state. You can go to jail a long time. FBI, please, you need to pull the surveillance of last Thursday when my grandson Daniel had an appointment there. I went to go to the bathroom. There's a lady behind the door. Will, what did she expect with those people still grieving? And she started walking around. I expected them to act like adults and not use their family's tragedy to steal from the FBI and not harm somebody who had nothing to do with their father killing their kid. And they knew I was getting well for 7 months before it happened. Or even wrote me on that I beat it on my own. And then months later, I get well. Had nothing to do with them. Other people in that church got well. Did they try to kill them? No. Strange didn't call me a faker. For 6 months later, made it up when he thought I was following Tim and Katie. And it's a 23-year-old baby lie. Pushed my kid to suicide. Since my grandson went in there, he was fine. He left. He was mean. He was disrespectful and rude and won't leave his room for days. And where that bitch pulled up behind me at Burger King on Fulton Road, I took advantage of it so I could ask him if he knew about the tape of Weird With Yourself. What did the prostitute already say? They hired drug dealers. They photoshopped it, idiot. What are you doing hurting his heart? And how dare that office let you near him? I am reporting them to the police and you. You had no right back there. And then the guys that we sent over there to drug her to get the truth out of her, do you realize you admitted to drugging me? Those drug dealers have been playing with me for 6 months. We had bruises before throwing up, and in fact, it wasn't the Wellwater, it was us. We were drugging you until you say this. We were drugging you until you say that. We photoshopped all our lies, raised people out of the room. It's drug dealers doing it. You can't send drug dealers to drug me up. Bash my skull, and that's attempted murder. And by the way, Officer Mark, Officer John, you need to pull December 21st, 18. You need to find out what they did to me while I was out for 6 hours. Because I woke up with a dent in my head, bruises on my neck and other places. And that dent, it had like a film around it, and then where they dented it, and then scabs, and it was painful for a long time. You need to find out what they did to me. That's attempted murder. You have a right to remain quiet. Where on earth? You know, I went to Abigail Watkins, Portage County Prosecutor's Office. I talked to her. The FBI don't use sodium pentothal. I know. Nobody does. I know. Nobody drugs anybody. I know. See, that's where even police in the uniform, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. It's a federal crime. Kidnapping, drug charges, assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder. Yeah. So behind me in Burger King, everybody heard you. And then she's saying they're trying to get her kicked out of the witness protection program. That's a federal crime too. You people act like you don't know one law. One law. Not one. And like my friend Walter used to work at the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, Department of Justice, and put the FBI in jail. They try to get you kicked out. For any reason. Those people try to kill you. They could wait and try to kill you again. They go to jail for attempted murder. Got a big problem here, don't we? Yeah, the lady behind me in Burger King said I took advantage of it and thought I'd ask her grandson while he was in there. He had no right to get it. I thought I could have access to him. They had no right giving you access. He was in there to get counseling. He was doing so much better with positive reinforcement that life is not that scary. Well, it is. But he don't need to know that right now. That you can go live a life. Get a job. You'll be okay. Don't be afraid. Had him go down and help Carl lift hay. I could do a job like this. Well, that's what factory work would be. Lifting and organizing. You could do it. I think I could do that. Encourage him. He can do something like that. Get him out. Try to practice driving a car. He won't even practice driving a car. He won't leave his room since you got near him, you stupid bitch. How dare you? I find out who you are, the Bar Association will know. The first day, I'll see about getting my whole family to sue you. Not only for all the personal injuries you did to me, but for selling them on porn sites. And where that lady said, she put it up online, what's going on? They live streamed it, bitch. Since 18, that guy Will, that attorney's office they're talking about, they announced it in Walmart 62. Will found another way of making money on the case. He's selling the login for $25 a pop. When the case first started, they started selling it within the first month or two. People knew more than I did because they had me so drugged up. By 19, I went into Kentucky and Illinois. People had it. Where 21, I went into Pennsylvania, Kentucky, Illinois. People had it. I can go into different towns. Faith Family Church, almost 3,000 people have it there. North Canton, teenagers, little kids. They even sold the rape and torture. See, that's where I was out with a client in 21. He said, Karen, this is crazy. People admitting to drugging you and telling you to say it before, admitting to raping you in front of people in stores. They sold videos to low as 5-year-olds of a real rape and a real torture. I used to choke and vomit. I started smoking. It was the only thing that stopped me from vomiting, from the horror, from these people. It was horrible enough living through it. And then, I had 60, 100 people tell me how they knew who was in the room and what happened to me that night. It was public entertainment like it was just a show, and it was reality happening of terrorists attacking me. They've been live streaming. It was on Google a couple years ago that M13 is live streaming protected custody cases. People in protected custody, they're live streaming. Well, where did they get the logins to the government technology? That Will guy, 18. He sold it to the cartels. Does all the police know they sold it? Yeah. I was up in Forest Grove Drive in Akron. First day working up there, officer with a badge around his back and a clipboard. I wanted to know if you ever listened to Karen before. Yes. I don't want you to say anything to her. It's already documented and verified everything was photoshopped on her before. How they do it, we don't know, but she's never met the man that did this to her in person. Did she ever mention Agent John? Then they said his last name. Yeah, we thought it was him doing this. Tried to talk to the FBI, they wouldn't talk to us. They're selling the login. I found out that church was even sending it out in emails at this point, asking people to show up. They sent out, people said over a year ago that they were sending out emails telling people, now I want you to think I have one traffic ticket from 89, squeaky clean. They told people that I escaped from a state psychiatric hospital, had charges of murder and rape, and the police won't arrest her. Society needs to take it in hand and handle her herself. It's like, don't listen to the crazy people. I have no charges. I've never been in a state psychiatric hospital. I have never had any charges of anything. I had one traffic ticket. I paid my ticket 37 years ago. That's it. I have one traffic ticket. They lied and made up the whole thing. And asking people to show up and harm me, trying to find somebody to kill me. See, that's where that bitch getting to Daniel. Officer Mark, Officer John, you need to get the surveillance. It's in where the FBI office is in Belden. There's a counseling on the other part. Thursday, what was it, 1 o'clock? Had an appointment. Need to find out where that lady was behind the room when I went to go to the bathroom. Well, what did she expect starting to walk again after that family was still grieving? Well, I expected them not to take their father murdering their child and take their anger out on somebody who wasn't involved in it. And they were rooting me on a month before that I beat this on my own. It took me 9, 10 months, a couple more months later to get well. In the middle. The world don't stop because they went through something. I had went through those 6 to 10 surgeries, muscles locked up, 2 years of medical malpractice, and almost a year to get well. And everybody was rooting me on because I would pull myself up. Like they said, see you pulling yourself up and down streets, stores, malls. Do your own grocery shopping, drive your own car. You'll beat this on your own. Look how much weight you lost. And I beat it 2 months later. And Strange didn't make up that lie till November, 6 months later. They thought I was calling Tim and Katie. In October of 23, this guy showed up at Kohl's on a Sunday night. He said, I went to Lisa. Asked her if she was getting well for a long time before she got well. Said yes. And said nobody even thought anything when she finally got well. But when Strange said it, they all believed it. Because they're all cult people. They seen me go through those surgeries, the medical malpractice, swell up, seizures, heart attacks, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down, gain all that massive swelling, walking with canes and braces, almost dying. And where we told everybody it was a medication making me sick. And over 9 months, slowly get well. And everybody's rooting me on. I'm losing all that swelling, all that weight, pulling myself up and down streets, stores, malls. And when I beat it, months later, after her father's horrible accident of him speeding, running a stop sign into a semi, I wasn't even there. What do I expect? I expect that family to have integrity. I would have expected them to tell Strange, I don't care what you have against Karen, you're not involving us or our family's tragedy. Have integrity. She wasn't there. She had nothing to do with it. And don't ask us to help hurt her. I expected them that. And out of the love for their dead son, my son was his best friend. When I told Danny that they were involved, he said, I don't believe you. What on earth would they be involved for? Get the idea? And he said, who told you? And I said, an FBI agent. He was in there and they were trying to say they were getting even with me because Strange called me a faker when he took you. And I explained to him that Linda was, Tim was cheating with Katie. Linda came up to me and said, I saw him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. Be careful. And by the next service, he took you. And that's why you lived through that horrible thing. And I found out he made up a lie calling me a faker through all that. He said, Mom, I remember you being sick. I remember your legs swollen. I know you have degenerative joint disease. And I remember when you couldn't even bend your leg. He said, and I remember you sick like that. He said, and they called you a faker? See, you think out of the love for their son, since my son was their best friend, they wouldn't touch his mother or use the tragedy that their father created to help Strange, let alone coming out that it's Katie's family trying to steal from the FBI, where they told an FBI agent they were all lying to the FBI when they were in there. And it never offended him. March 27th, 25. Then March 20th, 26, Walmart West Tusk, an investigator from 18, by the electronics. I haven't found one bit of this funny since an FBI agent showed up in my office and confessed they were all lying to the FBI, that family, that it never offended them. They were helping these people get away with it. Found out Strange hated the government. That's why he tried it with us. He thought we could take a con in there with the drug dealers and steal. It's just a big drug scam. Like Agent John's prostitute girlfriend? That he's stealing all the money from the case for? It's Henry Moffey's dad. That's his daughter. That's her dad. The one that Pete Dave hired on his own. The fake dirty doctor that I didn't know about. That's where everybody has been dying laughing. That Henry Moffey admitted he never met her before in person. And he's supposed to be the fake dirty doctor from before. Did that agent know that? Yeah, that's his girlfriend's dad. He knew the whole thing was a con. That's how bad this is. I'm going to upload this.